Sandeng give his remarks. Then we'll have Numa Sonko give remarks. Then Dr. Malanding Jaite would give remarks. Then from there we'll have the signing of the contract between MAP and the project coordinating committee, and a vote of thanks by Mohamed Jagana. And then there'll be a tour of the house led by the contractor, Mr. A.B. Guide. So can we have a silent prayer, please? Thank you. So Mohamed, if you can kindly give your remarks.
Yes, good afternoon, or good morning rather. I believe it's still not afternoon.
You might have to speak loud.
Yeah, exactly. So thank you very much for coming and answering to our call of the Sandeng family and our assistors. And I thank you all for having to be with us, throughout all of this journey. I mean, our assistors, Mohamed Jagana and MABB Construction, and every other person that had donated from the point of the fundraising, to this point of starting the project and the signing of the project. I just want to outline a few things about this house, and that is to say it is going to house my siblings and of course myself and my mother, which makes it a very important initiative or a very important endeavor for me. So I would want to thank each and everyone that made it possible. For us to start building this house, I thank you all. I just want to outline also the importance of the GoFundMe and the donations that led, to the starting of this project. They are very important as they are geared towards giving a home to a family of 9 people, most of whom are school-going children below the ages of 20, let me say, minimum. So that makes it a very important endeavor, not only as a befitting tribute to the late Solo Sandeng, but also it shows the generosity of Gambians and the concern that Gambians have for their fellow Gambians. I wish to thank again every other person that donated and that shared those GoFundMe links that led to any other person that donated to have to donate to this GoFundMe, the project. And we still want to call on more people to donate once it kicks off, because our funds as at now are not enough to exhaust the building of the project here. So we're actually launching this project today, with the great efforts of some great people who have been supporters of our family, and they had, made everything possible to see us through all of this up to this position, and we want to thank them all. On behalf of my family, I want to say thank you to all of them, and also thank you to the general Gambian people that really saw the need to donate to this GoFundMe and make our dream of moving into our house after a couple of leases possible. So I want to take this opportunity one more time to say thank you to all of you and make it known that as we have started this project, the funds that we have acquired that is in our possession will not be able to complete the building, and we will be very grateful that we have the more commitments coming in order to complete this project. I'd like to stop there. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mohammed. We'll take the remarks from Nima Sonko. Thank you.
Thank you. You can as well speak. Yeah, it's a diagonal anywhere. No, just talk. Yeah.
Okay, also.
Yeah, it's a down back.
Okay. Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Momol kontona. Ñing doku ñi mami aliyake jang. Be dina dimbal be bal kontona. Ko kontanta bake kayta ndalla ko kontanta bake le. Ñing ketambulu sewo baleti. Oldo ni ku yakole mbara sewo telefona. Min keta aliena galbe na korda laban na nyame. Allonya pour na korda laban. Solo sande let solo sande na dimbayal ye sutura damento ketanye fentimi yala kuntano wartanka be duala molbe ani be mobe tentula be jayla mini keta mini bulodu nyin koto kata fal tolu mini yalon ko albakela albake kanten be duala albe fo ala se kayra jama kal be okay nyin ko kontano ni aja wartanka because be damen tel birin so bantani biti ambe luaso la ado luaso mamer na luaso nyimbe expire la next 2 months la be expire la so wo kamala wo ketambulu jahal ko balete no ni na dimbayal jakal tan ko la no bake nde wontano bari birin nata Muhammad nata fonye min ketande ngoti kay tandina ko ibe kordani mala le last monday wo wolum sewota katu ngalon ko tumado nanni kuya abe falen na nyakayrol la bal be kontonna be duwala mobe ba falale al nimbara do ntal be to fono la because man to tol be long but Mr Jagana ini la mol be duwala al be ala al sosi jamola al ni jama mi yalon ko Gambia din kendo wara banko din kendol min yalon ko lotela banko e ke la dimbal nya fita al be lori wala ala ma ala al jo wasala.
We'll now hear from Dr. Malanding Jaite, who's part of the team that has been raising the fund and representing the diaspora and the supporters of the Sandeng Home Project. Dr. Jaite.
A very good afternoon to everyone here and beyond, and of course a very good morning to all those who live west of us, mainly in the United States and beyond, because this is a global effort. Gambian diaspora are everywhere, almost every country out there we have a Gambian, and when of course the tragic events of 2016 occurred, the moment when Mr. Ibrahim Solo Sandeng and team, knowing the dangers involved, knowing all the issues that were involved, decided to ask and come out and ask the world and the current, at the time, the dictatorship, to allow Gambians to freely express themselves through the ballot box as to who they want as their leader. You know, it was, and it can still be seen as perhaps the most important moment in our struggle to end the tyranny that had reigned in the Gambia for 20-something years, 22 years. So Mr. Solo Sandeng, unfortunately, was grabbed in public and of course was never seen again alive. Of course, everybody knew then that he was murdered. But that did not stop the Gambian people from moving forward and making sure that we end those days forever. And today, most of us, in fact many of us today, and almost all of Gambia, is celebrating that breath of fresh air, the liberty that we have seen, knowing fully well that those people like Ibrahim Sandeng and many others who lost their lives gave up not only their lives, but also the caring of their family and all the responsibilities that come with family men, so that we can enjoy this little freedom. Really raising these funds and making sure that we get to a moment where the family that he cared for so long and for so much could have a place they call home has become a responsibility as well as an obligation to us Gambians who are today enjoying the freedom that his death and many others' death really gave us. And the people both in the diaspora and within the country over the last 1 year, contributed immensely. They did whatever they could in dollars and dollars and pound sterling and euros and everything that you can name, so that we can come together as a country to say thank you. We can come together as a country that can say, you know what, yes, Mr. Sandeng, you gave all you got, including your life, but we are here and we still care for you and for all those you care for. And really, this is been a very, yes, hard-fought battle, and is still ongoing, because raising, all the money that is needed to complete this house has been a challenge. We have so far raised 884,000 plus, almost $889,000. And when we approach good people in country, we got Mohammed Jagana, as well as Tough Global Foundation. They have come up and really decided to help us make sure that the hard-earned money that was raised in the diaspora as well as in country is put into good use, to make sure that the money is spent, every single dollar is spent on the building. And with their help, we were able to secure the contractor, MA and B contractors. They are actually working in the background here. They are now ready to pick up to make sure that this building is completed in the coming months. We are also going to ask more people and ask all those who are previously contributed to dig deeper into their pockets and see whatever they can add to what we have already gotten, because even though we raised 800,000, almost $900,000, it is clear that it will take more than $1.5 million to complete this building. So we are therefore asking every single Gambian, wherever they may be, to help. It does not matter how many. If we all put $1 together today, a piece, we should be able to meet that required. So it is essential that we tell our folks, and of course some of you here, to extend the message further in order for us to be able to come back in April and see the Sandeng family in their rightful place. This is the place that Mr. Solo Sandeng acquired for himself, and he started the process. He just could not do it today because he is not alive. And certainly he did not die throwing himself in the sky or jumping off that airplane. No, he did it for what was right, for what many of us could not do at the time, and that is to stand out there and say to the world, can you ask this dictator to allow us free and fair election? I mean, that was a very simple request by someone holding a placard on the side of a street, and he was not doing it throwing stones or running around and yelling and screaming, no. And for someone to pick him up and beat him to death certainly is not what Gambians are about. It has never been a Gambian thing to do that. And, we want to prove that it is not. That one was an aberration. That one was something that Gambians don't do. This is what Gambians do. We help each other to build their lives, and certainly we want to help this family at least to have a semblance of a family, which is a home. And that's really where we are today. And I thank you all once again for coming, taking all the time. It has been a very difficult day for some of you to move from one program to another, but indeed it is an honorable thing. And I certainly, see myself as only a representative of the many, many, many tens of hundreds of people who have donated, here and there to come together. And we should, no doubt, feel comfortable that the money that is raised is going to be well spent. And it's definitely our desire to make sure that the Sandeng family move into their home in April. And that is really unfortunate month also, because that month will be the very much, the month that Mr. Sandeng lost his life, standing up for the Gambia. So these are serious symbolic days and symbolic months, but we want everyone to help raise the extra funds that is needed. And, I cannot say that more, but it's definitely something that we need. We need everyone's support to make this. And once again, I thank all the partners, especially, Tough Global Foundation, and also Mr. Mohamed Jagana, Jefin, because they are definitely, busy people. They are involved in a lot of things, but they have taken up all the time and all the energy to make sure that we get the right contractor and we also get the right direction. And, certainly they are doing their best to help, but certainly we want to reach out to everyone once again, to see that this honorable job of making sure that the Sundance have a place called home is realized. And I thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you, Doctor. So the next item on the agenda is the initialing of the contracts. Maybe, Doctor, if you can just change seats with Aminata. Do you have a spare pen?
My car.
Just move your mics, I'll give the vote of thanks, then from there we just do the ceremonial handshake, then Mr. Guy, who is the contractor, will just take you around the house, then that's it. Good afternoon, Numa, the Sandeng family, supporters of the Solo Sandeng Foundation, members of the press. Solo, like every great father and loving husband and caring parent, held the ultimate dream of one day building a dream home for his young family and lovely wife. Unfortunately, Solo could not realize that wonderful dream of his due to ultimate sacrifice paid when he stood up for a bigger dream of a better Gambia. Today we stand on the very ground on which Solo toiled and sweated as he sought to provide a dream home for his family. Solo made the ultimate sacrifice for our nation. He gave his life so that you and I can live in a better Gambia. Not only does he deserve to be remembered, but we all owe it to him to keep alive his dream of bringing fruition of some of his dreams, finishing this home and moving his family in here. I would like to take this opportunity to thank the team that conceived this idea, which was initially initiated to me by Mamadou B. Kurbali, but among them was Dr. Malanding Jaite, our Tukulor C, Anna Jaite, and a lot more that we could not name all. I was asked by Mamadou B. Kurbali if I would volunteer my time to help coordinate the local efforts to implement